Camera does work. Well, that's good. Okay. I am currently on Wayland. Trying it out again. The performance is actually better. I've actually noticed a few things where it just feels better. This is interesting. However, it is buggy. It is buggy. It is unfortunate. Now, I was just thinking about something. I was thinking about put this here. I was thinking about trying to attempt to do more Linux things, right? And one of the things Linux has is called a workspace. I'm going to now attempt to try to use that because I think it might be useful at this moment for my stream, because I never seem to have enough, like, I have like OBS and then a browser open and then the browser with the chats open. So I'm going to attempt at this point to use a workspace. Let me see how to use a workspace in KDE. Let's have a look.
Virtual desktops are a huge help for productivity and very easy to set up in KDE Plasma. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to add more virtual desktops to your Plasma setup, as well as some tips and tricks that I find very helpful for them. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bash, and this is the Configuring KDE Plasma series. If you missed the first one, I'll have a link to it at the very end. This is part 2, and we're going to jump right into virtual desktops. I find the easiest way to get to most of these menus, you press the super key and then start typing. In this case, we'll just type in virtual, and we'll get to virtual desktop. And this is the screen that will come up. So this is Fedora 36, and this is what it looks like. By default, for some reason, there's no virtual desktops, but we're going to fix that. There are 2 options here that are really going to matter for what you're wanting to do. If you just need to add a virtual desktop on the same row, we can go down here and click add, and we'll see new desktop show up here. I can rename it if I want to, or leave it that way for now. You can also come over here and change the number of rows to up to 4 rows. It looks like, no, even more than that. I don't know why you'd want to go to 4 rows. I'll show you why, but I'm going to add 2 rows for now just to see what this looks like. 4 rows seems a bit extreme because this bar just seems to stay so small most of the time. I'm going to add 1 more here. So now we have 2 on the first row and 1 on the second row. So when I hit apply, what's going to happen is a little symbol is going to appear over here. We're going to talk about all these options next after we take a look at what this actually does. So if I hit apply, now you'll see down here, and I think I can do this. Yeah. So you'll notice right down here, there is a little icon. You'll see 3 of them, 2 in one row and 1 at the bottom. That's because I have 2 in one row and 1 in the bottom here. And let me get rid of my magnifying now. There we go. We'll talk about that in another video. And if I click on this, you'll notice I go over to another desktop where it's just blank. If I click on this one down here, I'll have another desktop. And for the moment, we're just going to bring this up here just so that it can be kind of hanging out here. Let's go back to our main window. So now we're back here. And this one is still empty, so keep this in mind. Down here, you'll notice you have navigation wraps around, and what that means is if I push the key combination that I have set up to switch between desktops, I can continue hitting that key combination and just keep going between them. If I don't have this particular option on, then what will happen, I'm using super control.
Let's have a look. Virtual desktops. By the way, I hated that. Oh shit, it happened. Oh, it switches everything. I see. But now what I could do... Oh, how do I transfer a window between desktops?
Right to move to the right desktop, and now I can't move any further. I have to use super control left to go back. So I prefer to
Do you
have
put
that on.
control?
Below this,
No.
that's the little
Super
animation
control.
you're seeing. You can change it to
Oh.
slide or fade desktop. So if I change it to fade desktop, you'll just
Okay.
notice it just kind of fades back and forth. Alternately, you can turn that off and have no animation, just a jump cut. So we'll turn this back to slide. I kind of like slide. Show on screen display when switching. What that is you'll notice when I hit right, you'll see that new desktop. The new desktop and desktop 1, that is the on-screen display. And show desktop layout indicators, that is the little box below that. So if I turn show desktop layout indicators off, all I'll see is just the new desktop and desktop 1 label. But,
Yeah, I think I want that.
So I'm gonna leave it on. If you're finding this video useful and you'd like other Linux tips, please consider hitting the like button and
Pin a window.
Now that we've done that, there's some things we want to discuss. First, let's say I go down to this desktop down here that has my Fedora.
Hello, Chrometer. New desktop environment. No, well, I've always used KDE. I've always been on KDE, but I'm just trying to learn how to use this. Okay, very cool. How you doing? Because I think you do. I feel like you might dual boot, because sometimes I see that you're using Linux and sometimes I see that you're using Windows.
Firefox in here. There's a little symbol.
Oh, I forgot to snooze that ad. I'm sorry.
If you click that, it will now appear on all desktops.
Hang on. I actually don't want that. What? I just want to know how would I transfer a window? But let's see what it said again.
First, let's say I go down to this desktop down here that has my Fedora Firefox in here. There's a little symbol right here. If you click that, it will now appear on all desktops.
There's a symbol. Wait, sorry.
First, let's say I go down to this.
You use
desktop down
Ubuntu.
here
Okay,
that
I
has
use
my
Ubuntu as well.
Fedora Firefox in here. There's a little symbol right here. If you click that,
I don't believe I have that symbol,
so you'll notice.
so that's not great.
I have it on the bottom desktop, I have it on the first desktop, and that's on every window now. So it used to be a little circle depending on the version of KDE Plasma you have. It may be
No, maybe I have to close Windows and open them
It's
again.
actually new. I literally updated today and this changed. Sometimes there are reasons that I've wanted on multiple desktops. I don't use that very often, but it is a nice little feature to have the ability to kind of have this on all your virtual desktops. One thing you will need to do to actually make some of this functionality work after you've set it up is to go here to shortcuts, and if you type in desktop and go to KWin here, you'll see a lot of different shortcuts, and you can get to switch to desktop.
Oh,
1, 2, 3,
control
4, 5, 6.
Control
You can
F1
get to
too.
Desktop to the left and right. That's what I set up by default for some reason, and I'm not a huge fan of this key combination. The default one it tries to give you is meta or super control, and then up or down or left or right. I noticed in Manjaro it is control alt left and right. So that's just something to keep in mind. This may not be the ideal key combination for you. It kind of depends on what makes the most sense. Just make sure it doesn't interfere with anything else. But if I wanted to go up and down, all I need to do is turn this on, and I'm going to go.
Is he going to talk about how to like move a window between desktops, or is that not important? You can't do that? Maybe you can't do that. Okay, that's fine. If that's the case, then I close this window. I'm going to go to the other desktop. I'm just going to open another Brave browser. And then I suppose I pin Blender on and Godot on this window. So yeah, that would be good. And then I go here. I have YouTube there. I have Twitch there. Mate, I feel so advanced and productive right now. Okay. So here we are. And now, if I switch back, I'm on this one, which has like a different browser with different things in it. And I also, yeah, well, we don't need this anymore. I think I've learned what I need to learn. Can I pin this? Oh, I can pin this. Okay. So now I switch. Oh my god. I'm so advanced. Holy shit. Started to use workspaces, yeah. It's like I have 3 monitors now. That's insane. Hello Overcane, how you doing? That is insane. Right, today... Ooh, I feel very advanced. I feel very... yeah, I feel very Linux. I feel Linux. I'm Linus himself right now. Well, some of you, I don't know if you can do that on Windows. I don't think you can do that on Windows. I've never heard of anyone doing that on Windows. Oh, the video I just watched? Hang on, let me change my workspace. Okay. And then I can find it. Let's see. History, maybe. This one? That was a good little video. It didn't show you how to transfer, because I've seen it. You can transfer a window between desktops. I've seen that, but I don't know. Oh, I've got to transfer desktops. There we go. Hello, Gary Bub Princess, boy from across the pond. You're American, I suppose. Linus, who's that? Linus himself. What is your bloody favourite Godot game? Ooh. I don't think I've actually played a Godot game other than my own. I mean, I've played other people's games on stream. Have I? I mean, they've all been little projects though that I don't really remember. Brotato is one. Is that made in Godot, is it? I've heard of that. No, I haven't played that. My favourite games probably use custom engines. To be honest, like most AAA games or like advanced games, they're going to use custom engines, aren't they? Bannerlord or Total War or Freelancer. Yeah, it's a disadvantage with these Godot games is that you're dealing with lesser performance and you're sacrificing that performance for ease of use. But yeah, I would never know how to use C++ and make my own engine, you know. So are you making a game, Garabub? I do have a dream that one day I'll be able. My dream is my dream is that someone else makes it. Not in Godot. Alright. Maybe Unreal or something. My dream is that one day somebody makes an engine that is like high performance, low poly. Because the thing is that Unreal is there, but it doesn't. I feel like it probably doesn't have that performance I want. Because the dream is I make like what I need is like an RTS engine that can deal with a lot of units and things, and Because my dream is that I can have like 1,000 ships instead of 24 or something. Dots. I think we would struggle even to get 1,000 dots on the screen. Well, no, I think you could multi-mesh your 1,000 dots and it would work. Yeah. If I was doing dots, I think I could do it, right? You could make a yeah. You could definitely make a strategy game on RTS or something with just dots or like little sprites, something like that. That's why pixel games are good as well. Pixel art is good because you're dealing with such small textures that it makes a big difference. Yeah. Anyway. Unity's data-oriented technology stack. Yes. Well, I have a feeling that Unity is more performant than Godot. I have a feeling. Really, what I need to do one day is like I make the same game in different engines, and then find out if there's an actual answer. I'm sure that somebody's already done that, and maybe I should just watch a video. Let's watch a video. Performance comparison. Unreal versus Unity versus Godot. Okay, let's find out once and for all. And we're only looking for performance. I don't care about like subjective opinions. Let's see. Is there anything here? Is strictly performance. Doesn't look like it. Does make horde survival game. Godot optimized. Unity versus Unreal Engine 5 performance test. That's not bad.
Their workflows, how simple they are to use, how many built-in features they have, and things like that. I also quickly touched on performance, but I didn't go very in-depth with it because my conclusion anyway was that both are good. And I said to use whichever you wanted, so I didn't think performance was a huge issue, but looking at the comments, many people were disappointed about that. Many also pointed out that I didn't use the newest Unity version or try out Dots. Dots is a new Unity package that uses data-oriented programming rather than object-oriented programming.
Ooh.
And this basically allows for CPU caches and speeds up the execution of the code, especially when looping through a lot of entities.
Ooh.
I also didn't try C++ in Unreal Engine, so in this video I'll try to compare the performance of Unity and Unreal Engine using Dots, C++, and try to do different tests to test out different features.
Ooh.
First, I'll test CPU with physics and collisions, and then I'll do update calls and entity looping with and without Dots, and also with Blueprint and C++ in Unreal Engine. I will also test the GPU by rendering high poly static meshes and also moving meshes. Some people also said to do the test in build, not in the editor, because the editor reduces the performance.
This is where Godot would crash. Definitely.
Do that too. You can check the description for my computer specs if you want. Let's get started. For the first CPU test, I will spawn cubes at a random location with simulated physics including collisions, so each cube will move with its own linear and angular velocity every frame and collide with other cubes. This will test the CPU performance of physics simulation and collisions. I also added code that will set the velocity of each cube to go towards the middle.
That is crazy, look at
Make
that.
sure that they stay in frame and keep colliding. First, let's try with Unity without dots. I simply create a cube game object and add to it a rigid body and a
It's
button
not
body.
landing this
Then I
engineer.
add a script to it that set its velocity to go towards the middle every 2 seconds. Finally, I added a spawner and a display to show the total count. Now I can play the game and the cubes keep spawning.
I haven't done Jolt yet. And to be honest, I'm starting to remove all the physics from my game. Like, I haven't got Godot open at the moment, but I recently got rid of, like, I'm starting to get rid of things, like raycast. There's other solutions, really clever solutions, like mathematical solutions that I'm discovering. Plane normal, have you ever heard of this? You create a plane. This isn't using any collision. This isn't using, like, any raycasts. It's doing nothing. It's all, you create a plane that sort of exists ethereally in sort of some strange place. It doesn't actually exist anywhere. It's like just a shape, I guess. And you intersect between. You create a ray from a position to a position, and you raycast that way. Oh my god, it's huge. And you can create other shapes. So you can do I think you can do a box. You can do box shape, but I don't think that's what we're looking for. Plane, a Hessian normal form. Anyway, I think you can do other things. Getting the most out of Python.
People say that Python is slow. I have said that Python is slow, but now would be an appropriate time to attempt to render 100,000 Steves in Python, since I just hit 100,000 subscribers, and Python is kind of my whole thing. If you work professionally in software, you'll find that a lot of companies use Python as code glue. It's incredible for expressing logical ideas succinctly, and truly shines when the heavy lifting is done through optimized dependencies, usually written in other languages. Believe it or not, games are no different. Game logic outside of rendering is oftentimes not computationally expensive, so if I can run my 100,000 Steves and shaders on the GPU and minimize the computational steps required in Python,
I have an opinion, but should I watch this video or not? I don't know. I agree that I agree with the premise that you probably could do it. What I want to say is. My bottlenecks aren't with my scripts, is what I want to say. So there's almost like nothing I can do. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. Yeah. Although I have another idea about removing textures from entirely. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do it yet, but I've been thinking about removing textures because I was messing around with this, right? Obviously. Yeah, I made this little shader thing, which doesn't use a texture, so I can have bullets now without textures. However, I don't know if it's more performant than just having a sphere without a texture. They both just have texture, but this has an extra step to it. There's probably it would need testing. Anyway, the idea would be I now do, and this gives me the idea that maybe I should do all of my effects using shaders instead of textures, and whether there would be a difference or not. Maybe if I was at the point where I was like considering making my own engine, then if I had that skill where I was at like C++ in the fucking code, like a hacker, at that point maybe you take Godot as a basis and then change it, right? So you're not starting from scratch. You could learn, yeah. I've been watching a lot of C++ videos recently, and it's definitely yeah, I'm thinking about it, but I should finish this game first, right? For Godot, yeah. And what I would try to do with Godot is I just try to cut out all the crap that's slowing it down. I don't know. Try and find some way to optimize it for my particular situation. Who knows? Anyway, what I should be doing, I was watching another video. Watching this video, and then I was watching this video. Conclusion? Let's just watch the conclusion here.
Of those on your characters, you might still end up with a better result using Unreal Engine than you would in Unity. So I think I've done all of the possible tests now. Here is a recap of the results. Keep in mind that these results are not extremely reliable because it is hard to test two different engines on the same thing because they all have different features and settings. For example, Unreal has better lighting by default. And also, for example, when I did the cubes, it was hard to try to match the velocity towards the metal on both engines because they don't use the same units and the same force. It also wouldn't be fair to turn off things like lighting, because lighting cost is a big part of the cost of rendering meshes, so the results will not be very accurate. It also kind of sucks that Dutch isn't completely ready to compare everything. Besides, there are a lot of...
Oh, wait. Can I just see the results?
With 400...
Oh, this is the result.
Two different engines on the same thing.
This is the result? Physics, simulations, and collisions. Number 4 is dots. Number 1 is Unity. What does this mean? What does this mean? Updates. Dots. Unreal Engine Nanite. Static meshes. What does this... Okay. Depends. FPS or percent. King. This is a really bad... Is this meant to be a chart? Is this somehow... I'm vaguely getting the impression that Unity might have slightly better performance. I probably should have just watched the update. Cannot compute the... Is this a chart of some sort? That's strange. Alright. Anyway, what I really need to be doing right now is working on a frigate. I'm going to create 2 frigates, 2 Martian frigates, and they're going to look like this. Right here. And the other one... Well, I'm just going to do this one first. And this is why I want to have separate desktops, so I can flip between chat and looking at this model. Which is very cool. So, here's my cube. Can I remember how to make a Blender model? It's been a while. I feel like there's a button to make them move on both sides or something, or extrude. Oh, mirror. I have to mirror it. I forgot about that. Right. Let's mirror this. I have to go to object mode, and then I add a modifier, generate mirror. Okay, and then I think I have to delete this, dissolve this face, delete the face, right? Yes. And then I can, it's L, and then I can clip. Okay, there we go. And now I can make my box. How? I want to make my box. It's got to be roughly the same size as this ship, right? So maybe a bit smaller, I don't know. New ship, yeah. Because I at the point where I'm starting to make the game, which feels really good. Why did this happen? It's confusing. This one doesn't have a pin. Whatever. Anyway. Put this here then. Well, yes. I'm at the point where I'm going to start making the game. Right, so I want to make my intro cinematic. And I need the Martian frigate to do that. And I also need a smuggler trader ship. So, right, this looks good. I like the look of this ship. So far, so good. Let's add in a. Let's like move this over here, and then maybe loop cut here, and then loop cut again. Classic. And then move this face in. Looking good, Batman. Okay. Then I think all of it should be squashed a little bit. Squash you down. Squash you down here. And rotate on this axis here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then these guys at the front will need to... Actually, I really do wish I had actually had 3 monitors. No more refactorings and optimizations. Well. The problem is I'm like adding all this stuff and I have this bad feeling that I've ruined all the optimizations I did because I'm adding all these things. So I imagine at some point I'm going to have to go back and have a look at the benchmarks again. Alright. Let's see. So we'll get the rough shape involved. Right, and you got to compare these sizes. So at the moment it's not. It's quite a bit smaller, isn't it? Really, it's quite a bit smaller, which I don't really want that. So I'm just going to scale you up a little bit, and then actually. Just a little bit, because that's like the middle. Or actually, you know what? I can't mess this up. I think. Kind of. Well, I don't have to copy the design completely. No, I suppose I don't. Something like this. Bam, bam, bam. Exciting. How exciting. Okay. And then something like a loop cut here. And then something like that. Oh wow, how do I solve this problem? Ooh, interesting. Well, let me zoom out to some extent. I feel like that's a viewport. There's too many options in Blender. Blender has too many options. Too many options. And also not enough options, because I can't find it right here. You'd think this would be under viewports. Editing. Animation. Input. Navigation. Zoom. Here we are. Zoom. Something here maybe? No? It lacks search like in Godot. Oh, it does, yeah. It's true. Zoom to mouse position. Ooh, that sounds good. Ooh, I can be on Vulkan if I wanted to. Do I care? No. I could CUDA as well. I can't find where this might be. So, help me. CUDA is better. Help me. About Blender. Help system. Search. Zoom. 3D viewport. If you have a large scene, viewing it from a camera view, then it will display one possibility that maybe clipping distance of the camera is too low. The camera will show up this blah blah blah. Okay, how do I change my clipping distance? Clipping distance. Clipping distance. Camera info node. Clipping distance. Preferences. Window. Render. Preferences. Clipping distance. Oh, hello, Merdboy. And I'm Hookum. Oh, thank you so much, I'm Hookum. That's very kind of you. It's on the right view tab. I don't see a view tab, but maybe I'm blind. I see a view layer here. Why does Blender have so many options? There's too many options, too many settings. Maybe you meant in here, viewport. I was looking at viewport earlier, but view where it displays the transform. Oh, here. Ah, why are there so many tabs and menus and it's ridiculous. Okay, here we go. So clip start, clip end. Here we go. 4,000. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, mate. And the settings are scattered everywhere. Yes. But I'm assuming you're a bit of a Blender master. I'm Hookum. Alright. I'm making a new ship today. My ship is... Oh, and how you doing, Merdboy? Hope you're doing well. Your translations are very impressive. I don't know how long that took you, but it's very impressive. Here we go, I think that's what I want. In modeling Houdini, alright, because I hate myself. Ogre Bogerman uses Houdini as well. Yeah, it's meant to be very advanced, isn't it? Houdini. Very advanced. Because I hate myself. I like that. I'm just looking to make very low poly sort of ships, so I'm not. It's not a big deal for me to do anything crazy. Sort of do this. Yeah, you see, this ship is related in the family of these ships here. So you see, this ship has these sort of. This has this angle to it, and they all sort of have to have this sleek sort of design to them, where they're sort of looking like, yeah, that's what they've got to look like. So I've got to think about that as I'm doing it. So like this thing should come back, for example, and then we need this sort of bend to it, where I'm not sure I like how sharp this angle is here. So maybe another loop cut. I'm always very tentative about adding. I think because I'm using low poly, right? I'm always very tentative about adding any more points and things. Just do it very slowly and work things out as I go. You always have this problem as well where things overlap. I feel like one advancement that would be cool is that if it told you somehow, there was some sort of warning system saying, oh, you have overlapping lines. That would be huge. Would that be huge? Like it would know somehow that it had overlapping lines. That would be a big deal. Okay, I think I want to do something like this. I think this might look good. I'm gonna inset here and extrude here, and then I'm going to do this. Okay, but now we have this line in the middle. I'm not sure that I want that. I'm not sure I want that. I don't want that. Sorry, my internet was lagging, so if you said anything. I said some things. I made some comments, but they weren't of any import. I feel like Merdboy also is vaguely interested in making 3D stuff at some point, right? What was I saying? So I think I want the missiles of the ship to be launched from this area. So what I might do is try to push. Let's think. Push sort of this stuff out in this direction, maybe. That go okay? That did go okay. Okay, so then maybe I can rotate as well. Ooh, that gives an interesting shape. Well, that gives an interesting shape. That's very cool. But now we're looking very sort of aggressive. I'm not sure. I want maybe a straight line from there to there. I'm not sure. Ooh, looking very. Ooh, it's looking good now. Just a few little changes like that. It's the big day. Are you, your demo is out? Are you talking about your early access? Because you were talking about an early access thing. Which of course, I will play. Ogre Bogerman, hello. We were just talking about how you use Houdini earlier. How you doing? I just learned something as well about Linux. Well, I knew that it exists, but I now have something called virtual workspaces, which is fucking huge. Oh my god. I now have 3 monitors, even though I don't have 3 monitors. About Houdini, nothing. I was just mentioning that you use it. I don't know if you're still using it for this game in particular. I don't know what you use it for. The one you're making at the moment. Anyway, I wanted the missiles because this frigate would have a missile ability, and they would probably fire out of somewhere. Where would they fire out of? What would look the coolest? Would they fire out the sides? Oh, maybe they fire out the sides and then come towards their target, actually. I use it a lot in this one. I make simulation and turn them into 3D sprites. Oh, that's really cool. Like dust and magic stuff. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. That is really cool. I mean, if you can make flip books, that's huge. You can make your own flip books. That is a big deal. The only thing I worry, like, what happened to me when I tried to use the flip books was they're such low resolution. You know, your flip book is like 2000 texture size, and when you're dealing with a flip book that's like 10 by 10, and now your each particle is now like 128 pixels, and now everything looks pixelated. Like, how do you deal with that? I'm sure in other engines maybe there's, I feel like there's something they do, like you blur it and things. Because the problem with using because you could use a 4K image or something. But now you're loading a 4K image. And so I've gone backwards and decided to just do very simple explosions where it's just like it's just a flash and that's it. I know you can go pretty high with it. You also don't need that much resolution. Usually sprites are smaller FX. It'll take the whole screen, so you don't need 1080p every frame. That's true. That's true. Interesting. So I've got like a bit of a problem here. There's like what do they call this? This is the N-gon situation where it's like creating these lines that don't exist. Right. So how do I deal with this situation? I could do this, right? I kind of don't want to do that though. I did hear that Blender 5 is coming out, but I don't think that's relevant to me. Making my low poly models. But it might be relevant to you if you're making these rendering cutscenes. Are you going to make a rendering cutscene for your new game, do you think? It's still on 3.6. Oh, really? That's fun. They should make a Blender version, and you probably could because it's open source, right? You could make a Blender version that was simpler. I think that's a thing you could do. Like, it didn't have all this crap. You could modify it. You could get rid of certain things you don't need. Mungle, hello. Oh, there is one? Don't remember the name. Oh, really? I have to look it up. Because I'm just constantly overwhelmed by all these things I never click on. Nobody basically uses it. Alright. So I was making a lot of progress there, and then I've sort of hit a stump where there's this N-gon, and I'm deciding about how I want it to look. Let me think. How do I want this to look? I think I might want to cut there. Oh, it's decided that I can't cut there. Oh, okay. And sometimes it makes these decisions for me. It says I can only cut there to there, I guess. Okay, well, if that's your decision, I do think I want to cut there. And then I think I want to do something like this to create sort of a curve to it. Oh, and you know what I want to do? I want to change the color of this. Oh yeah, I want to go to this one. This is kind of easier to look at, actually. The issue isn't the interface. You got to get the basics down first. All right. Like how the protruding tip in the center, there isn't extruded, so it lacks proper topology. You want to extrude. My tip isn't extruded. Interesting. My tip isn't extruded. See how impossible it would be to now work on that surface on top because there's long faces all the way. Interesting. I want this to be like a lip. I think I might need to cut again because that's not good, is it? I think you would loop cut again. I think you would, right? And then you'd put that up there. No, you wouldn't, because there's a. How would you do this? Is it a loop cut here? Oh. Interesting. Not letting me do it. It's like it's saying that I can't do it. Ah, it's saying that I can't do it. I mean, I can live with this. It's not a big deal, I suppose. Anyway, where should these missiles come out of? I think because you have a triangle, not a 4-point face. Yeah, triangles. Ooh, you want quads, don't you? You don't want triangles. You want quads. This is because I made that decision to cut this, which was maybe a bad decision. Can't subdivide your triangles. True. Maybe we should go back before I made triangles. Okay, now this is a quad, but it's like stretched. So made a bad decision. So he was saying, Monglo is saying that actually I shouldn't do the tip like this anyway. I think is what he's saying is I should like have it like this, and then I should extrude this. I think that's what he's saying. Yeah. I'm trying to work out how to get back to where I was now. Also, it's got to look like this, right? So it's got to look sort of like this. It's got to be like a curved sort of situation. And then, oh yeah. I actually kind of like it flaring out at the bottom a little bit. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure. Look at these. And they do come down most of the time, right? Yeah, it's like that particular shape. Okay. So I've got to bring that in. Okay, I think that looks correct. Very cool. And then and now to create that sort of lip that I want, I do. Is this an enemy ship? This is a ally ship. Yeah. This is a player ship. This is a Martian ship. So these are all Martian ships. The bird ones, right? The player is from Mars. The enemies are from Pluto. Right. So this is a Pluto ship here. This is your Pluto ship. And all the Martian ships are sort of bird-like. And the and all the Pluto ships are vaguely fish-like. Well, I don't know if this is more like a stingray. Stingray-like, yes. Stingray, maybe. I'm thinking about the catfish sort of things here. They all have these catfish things. Anyway, yeah, they're like catfish. I'm Hukum. I don't worry about the mesh. It's final, but yeah, Pluto is a planet. True and real. So I need to. How would I go about making this? Lip. I want a lip. I've actually got to think about how you make a lip. Are you sure it's not a loop cut here? And then it's a... And then it's like a scale, I guess. It's moving in like that. I didn't want the scale here, obviously. No, it doesn't work, does it? I mean, it will work. It's not correct. So it is a loop here. Right? And then these ones go up. It's not correct either. I guess I'm not gonna do it. Is my solution. Sliding verts on edges is really helpful. Shift B. Shift B. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Shift V. That is useful. Especially for low poly stuff like this, for sure. That's going to be useful. Make some interesting shapes. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to ignore my problems and pretend they don't exist. Here's the lip. I know it's at an angle. Deal with it. Just deal with it. And then down here, I'll do the bottom layer. So then what I feel like doing is I feel like bringing these up. And let's slide my vertices. Ooh. Ooh. Well, now we have an engon. We can see that engon. I love my engons. Let's slide my vertices. Ooh. And then smooth with the sliding, yeah. Yeah, it's nice. Then we want to think about these ships and how they look. Maybe I want to add, look at my reference real quick. I want to add some extrusions. Absolutely. Let's actually do a Shift I, Control I. Oh, I forgot the shortcut. Is it just I? Oh, it's just I. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. I think that looks good. Well, I have a problem though. Oh, there you go. I've solved my problem. Nice. Ooh, sexy. Mad Max Fury Road. Oh, ages ago. Ages and ages ago. Is that one of your favorite movies? How nervous are you? All right, are you actually releasing it today? I'll play it tomorrow, mate. And it's important to 69. It's important that you don't give me the code so that I can give the review, and it will count towards and it will count, right? So I've got to buy it by myself. Alright, and I think the missiles come out of here. I think that would look best. They come out of the side, these missiles. So, yeah, I think these missiles come out here. Maybe there's like 6 missiles, or how many missiles should a missile frigate have? Many missiles. Maybe a lot. Maybe a lot of missiles. So let's put some more interesting. I think I might. Should I make this thinner? I think I'm gonna make that thinner. I think this looks fine. I just maybe if you look at these ships, I'm not sure. They've got. I don't like how this looks. I don't like how this looks. Not sure. Let's angle that a little bit. Let's create oh, this is awkward here, this area. It's kind of awkward. It's an awkward looking area right there. Right. I am Confusion. Confusion is my middle name right now. Okay. Okay. Things are starting to make sense. Okay, so we got this situation. This is a situation here that needs to be resolved. We have, sir, we have a situation here. I've messed that up. I don't appreciate what I've done there. Let's think. Maybe a loop cut could resolve my issues. Give it a go. Trying to square these out a little bit more. What am I trying to achieve? I'm trying to achieve this going up here, I think. I think this is what I'm trying to achieve. Something like this. I think that's what I want to achieve. Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay. Okay. I like the idea that actually, you know what I like the idea of? I like the idea of something like this. Well, actually, I don't like that idea. Actually, I regret that. Just do this. Or maybe I just want a loop cut, right? I just want a loop cut down here, like so, and then grab this, and just extrude. Okay. And I'm gonna. That looks good. Scale this way. That didn't do what I expected it to do. Okay. Now we have a bit of a belly. And what will I do on my belly? I will create some flaps. Yes. Is this a triangle? No. What did I just do? That's what I meant to do. Here's some flaps. Ooh, I like that flap. That's a good flap. And then maybe some more flaps here. I never know which axis is which, right? So I have to just go through all of them. Okay, I like that. That's pretty cool, because you would have your engine here, I guess. Or one of your engines. So let's go ahead and make that engine. And again, I think I have to use this cut here, right? That's the best way to do it. Yeah, I think I have to cut there. I have to cut there. And then I can... There's a way to do this. You inset, and then you just push in. Oh, that's not what I expected. Sorry. That's not what I wanted. done this before. Could you extrude inwards? Oh yeah, yeah, there you go. That's how you do it. Yeah, that'll be okay. Although, tempted to make this hole a little bit angled. Don't I normally like make it come to a point? Is that something I do? I feel like that's something I do. And then I feel like we want to go outwards. No, inwards. Yeah. Okay. Just one big engine. Kind of too big. Kind of too big if you consider this engine, how big that engine is. Maybe there should be 2 engines here, because the thing is I want engines here as well. Right? I think so. Yeah. Maybe I don't want any engines here. You know what? I don't want any engines here. No, yeah, I don't want these engines. Change of mind. Instead of extruding that way, why don't you go ahead, extrude the other way, bring it down, extrude the other way, bring it down, bring it in, bring it. No, I don't like that. Maybe... I like this idea. Problem with the extrusion is you get this gap, right? Oh, I know what to do. This inset, extrude. I don't think that'll look that bad. Maybe inset, extrude. Actually, bring that the opposite way. Okay. I think that will be fine. And then... look at my reference again. Maybe there's some decoration here then. Something interesting. Maybe a loop cut here. Perhaps there's some extrusion like this. It's interesting. It's an interesting shape. I kind of like that. Maybe do the same thing on the bottom. Maybe make it bigger. Ooh. Nah, don't like that. A little bit of decoration though. It's pretty nice. Gotta be careful though. We don't want to look like the Pluto ships. It's probably fine. Bit of decoration, and then maybe some more decoration. Could loop. I don't think I need to want a loop. I don't think I want a loop. This. Do I want a loop? I don't think I want a loop. I just want to have some I just want to do this. Oh. Think maybe this and this. Nice and simple. Nothing crazy. Maybe a little bit of this. Ooh, this is interesting. But I don't want to do that, I don't think. Maybe a little bit of this. Ooh. Yeah. Maybe a little bit of this. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm not sure I like these things at the bottom anymore. This thing right here. Not sure I like it. It looks kind of weird. There's some weird geometry going on. Yeah, for sure. Let's grab this. Mate, I can't believe I remember how to use Blender. It's been months since I used Blender. I kind of remember how to use it. Well, maybe I've forgotten a lot of the shortcuts. It's kind of nice. I really expected I didn't know what I was going to do. And I was going to be lost, but I seem to be doing okay, I think. It's difficult to wrap your head around at first. I kind of want to merge those. I don't know. Maybe. This is not important. Is there any more details I want to put at the top? Maybe. Again, I'll keep on looking at these ships and think, how did I do them and what should they look like? You've got these sort of things coming off, and you know, I think we're following it pretty well so far. Yeah. In terms of these sort of next stage, I'm not sure if I like this sharp. Well, it's gotta look like that though, hasn't it? I'm not sure if I like this. I'm gonna try a more flat nose. Oops. Something weird is happening there, but I can't move it this way. I think I like that a bit better. We want to go for that more sleek design at the front. It might be time for a bit of a loop cut. Right. Maybe here. And I think maybe moving this back. Great. Maybe another loop cut sort of here. Yeah. Okay. And then I think perhaps just like a bit of decoration. Maybe some more decoration. Nice. Bring this down though, for sure. So it retains its shape. And then these can come up a little bit. And I'll make those sort of things later. Maybe yeah, because I probably want this to inset. Oh, it doesn't like that. It doesn't like me insetting that. I'll do it by hand. Right? Yeah. There we go. Bit of an extrusion. Here's your air scoop. For various reasons. Scale. Isn't there a way to scale? Why? There you go. And then you move that over there. Not bad. Wait, did I just miss a bunch of messages? There. Maybe I didn't look at chat. I'm sorry. There would be a cool spiky car. Maybe it would look cooler on a spaceship. Maybe one of the pirates or something. Yeah, I could get some inspiration from some of the pirates. Can be kind of crazy, can't they? Those ships can look kind of like they look like junk. I just had a sexy blender tip short drift by my doom scrolling on YouTube. Want to see? It makes so much sense, but I never thought about it. There's a billion things you can do in Blender. Just gotta think of it first. Alright, yeah, sure. You can post it, can't you? Of course. Blender tips. Tips and tricks. Well, maybe we'll do that. Ooh. I actually don't hate that. That's an interesting idea right there. Isn't that an interesting idea? Oh, I don't hate that completely. bit more advanced.
Don't try to wrap your object like this. Instead, add a lattice to the scene. Go to the Lattice tab and set W to 1 and UV to 35. And place the lattice right below the object. Select your object, add Lattice modifier. In the target, choose the lattice you have just created. Select both your object and lattice and parent them. Grab your lattice close to your sphere, then add Shrink Wrap modifier and choose your sphere in the target. Then turn on the snapping tool and set the snap target to face and check Align Rotation to target. And you're done. Enjoy. Don't try to
Wow.
wrap your object like this. Instead, add a lattice to the scene. Go to the Lattice tab and set W to 1 and UV to 35. And place
Very cool. Actually, I'm gonna loop here. Go in. Nice. Can I see it without the lines? Not super helpful. Very cool. We're getting there. Oh. And now, yeah, the missiles would come out of here. Lattice basically bends space and time. Bends space and time, and Shrink Wrap bends lattice. Can I shrink wrap my space and time? You know what? Einstein can... And then if I go there... And then can I lattice my time? Can I lattice my lettuce with some time? Alright, and so if I loop cut, I could loop cut if I wanted to. I'm not sure. Do I want to loop cut all of that? That's a lot to loop cut. It might be useful to have those loops. It might not be useful to have those loops. Depends how I'm thinking about it. Depends how I'm feeling. I don't think I want those loops. Actually, I do want those loops. Because I can make it even, right? And I want... How many missiles do I want to come out of my missile frigate? Let's say... 8 is a lot. 8 is a lot. So... That seems good. Because they're going to be big boy missiles. big boy missiles, so that'll be fine. And then let's select these guys. Inset. Ooh. I think it's this. Individual, there it is. Okay. Maybe a bit of an extrusion. Perhaps a bit of an inset. That's a bit of an extrusion. That's a bit of an inset. No. And then what would make it look like a missile launcher, I wonder? Like some flaps. Ooh, some flaps that open. Ooh. Like some tubes and some flaps. Ooh, it looks like the algorithm is helping me on YouTube right now. If anybody is real on YouTube, I'd really appreciate a subscription or a like. But I imagine both of you, most of you are bots. So, actually, let's go with scale. Like that. The thing about circles, the problem with circles is there's a lot of triangles involved with a circle. So I think I'm going to go for a diamond. But I do think that these are uneven, right? Each slot is sort of uneven, unfortunately. That's kind of unfortunate. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it kind of looks weird. It's just the way I designed it, I suppose. But yeah, it does look kind of weird. I wonder how I'd go about making them into diamonds. I'm just going to go ahead and knife cut, probably. I don't think there would be an actual way I could do it other than this. Right. I don't think there would be a way to do it. There's probably a snapping. Ooh, I could snap, right? Snap to the center of... Snap to center of... edge center. I don't think that's working. Unless I have to press a different button. Edge. Let's try that one. Maybe it'll work when I'm like moving. So maybe I can move this and it will snap. Oh yeah. It's sort of doing things. We try. What if I try the slide thing? Ooh, that's snapping. That's stuck. Okay. Is that snapping? I don't know. I'm gonna just ignore that and do it by eye. So let the edge subdivide. Ooh, that's an interesting idea. Subdivide my edge. see, how would I go about subdividing my edge? Subdivide. Okay, well there you go. Subdivide. 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 And then I knife from here to here. Nice. And 1 diamond. 1 diamond. If I do this, do they all subdivide at once? That's not what I wanted. Okay. So shortcut. Bisect. Cut geometry along a plane. Knife topology tool. Okay, well, I'll just do it the slow way, I suppose. It's not that tedious compared to some of the things I do. And then knife along these vertices. Those are some nice looking diamonds. But like I said, they are different shapes, which isn't ideal. It's not ideal. You could do this. Make it faster. Make the download faster. Make them more even. How would I go about making them more even? I wonder. Select the base. That works. They don't have to be perfectly even. The only thing, it might be rotating it a little bit, but that's okay. And then maybe these ones get a little bit smaller. Well, mostly this one. Ah. I clicked something. And now everything's gone grey. That looks a bit better. Wonder how I return. Here we go. Maybe this one comes a bit more. Right. I think that's good enough. Although I'm not happy, I don't think I'm happy with this design. They look like windows. Don't they? Oh, hello, no playing, no game. Do I even like this? They look kind of like windows. Not sure I like it. I'm not sure I like it. This is where your missiles would come out of. Right? And then maybe there's flaps here. Or maybe they open up like they're like hatches that open up like. Afro Dream got released on PlayStation now. That's very exciting. Well done, mate. Yeah, they're sort of hatches. Like, yeah. Ooh, yeah. And then wonder if I can. There's like ways to do this. I think you do local scale. Ooh, oh, I like that. Yep, yeah, that's good. Okay. And then maybe bring that down a little bit. Like so. Maybe a little bit of a rotation. I can't get the right axis. Might be because I'm on this local. Try that. Just do it. Just do it like this. Very cool. And then these ones as well. That looks okay. You sort of need to be in the middle here. Nice. I like that a lot. And then those open up and they go. There's all these missiles coming out. Very cool. And then I think I'm nearly done. I just need to do maybe a little bit of decoration here. Just like an inset or something. Maybe some decoration here. The bottom's probably okay. And then, yeah. And then we'll do the back, where the engines are going to be. So, yeah, they're all like random shapes and things. It's all fine. So, do one big inset. Like so. Yeah. And then we'll fix this, I suppose. Oh, I hate this. This is the worst. Because how do you find it? There you go. Look at that. Fixed it. Okay. And then I'll probably do something like this. That'll be cool. Ah! I did something. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. Treasure Rattle, hello. Oh, you've been in my chat before. Hello. How's Blender? Doing good? Are you a Blender person as well? Do you do 3D modeling and things? I need a break, actually. Sort of. Well, what are you doing at the moment? Are you working on any games? Let's do like these guys into a bit of a thing. Yeah. And then let's do this guy and this guy. Like so. And then this guy like so. That makes me pretty happy. And then we want like 3 different engines, maybe two. Oh, thanks, Mongolo. Coffee's good. Had to try the lattice trick. Wait, what's that GIF? What the fuck? Very cool. Let's inset there. Oh, what did you say? I'm trying. Oh. Are you trying to make a game? What sort of game are you making? If I cut that, I think that will help. Then maybe come out, in, out, in. See, maybe that's a bit too much, right? Something like that. Bam, 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 bam. I think that looks good. And then we put something here. Yeah. It's got to look vaguely similar, right? So like here, and extrude out, and then here. Ooh, interesting. It's probably because of this thing here. So let's move that down, so we're not getting any. Oh, and there's this thing as well. Okay. Bam, bam, out, scale down, inset, hang on, scale down, scale down, inset, inset, scale, extrude, scale. Ooh. Some mistakes were made. It's too big. Cool. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy. That'll do the job. I don't know what engine to use. All right, I use Godot 4. It's good for beginners. It's in between. Okay. You don't get Unreal blueprints. You don't get Unity asset stores, right? So you have to do everything yourself. That's the problem with Godot. But GDScript is easy. So that's the good thing about Godot. GDScript is easy. But yeah. So I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to leave that alone. There's no need to go any further. How many vertices are we at? Oh, actually quite a lot of triangles. That's more triangles than I expected. But that's okay. That's okay. It's not that many triangles. Okay, this is a good looking ship. What I'll do now is I'll paint it. So to paint my ship, how does one paint your ship? Can I remember? Can I remember how to paint a ship? I believe I have to go to shader. believe I have to add a new shader. My Mars frigate shader. And then what I do is, well, there is an asset store of some sort, so you don't need to do all the things yourself. But they don't. There's not like a player controller asset or like a real animation asset. There really should be. Maybe there is. That would be a big deal if you could just download a player controller. And it came with like an animation controller as well, and it was all super, because that's what happens in Unreal, right? You have these player controllers and animation controllers all just sort of done for you, and it just works, which looks really attractive. But I'm sure there's like all these problems with it as well. Inevitable problems when you start using other people's controllers and then you don't know how they work and all of this. But anyway, I've seen that and it looks really cool. And they immediately look good, right? Yeah. So I have to add a node, to add a attribute node, but I think I have to first like do some painting on it, otherwise it doesn't register. So I have to vertex paint just randomly. I have to just click on it, right? And then it should come up as a attribute. Maybe that's the wrong node. Is it color? Input value. Was it value? No. Input. I thought it was it was like an attribute or something. Well, why don't I look at the other bloody things? Color attribute. Color attribute. There it is. And then you click on attribute and then you put your color there. There you go. That's how you color your ship without using any textures. So yeah, I think it would be an interesting challenge to make my game with as few textures as possible. Like I might even like start removing the planet textures and try to use a shader instead for all the planets and things. Use various noise shaders to create patterns on the asteroids that look vaguely like rock, couldn't you? But noise is a texture. Noise is a texture, isn't it? I think about it. So that kind of defeats that purpose. Anyway, but you smooth step your texture so it blurs, and then you get different shades. Yeah, I've been thinking about asteroids and how I'm going to do them. So the obvious choice is just to get a rock texture, which I might end up doing. Vertex paint. And now I can colour my ship. There we go. Now, I believe I should have like a colour palette of some sort, right? And the colour palette is just a bunch of greys. Did you set up your virtual desktop? Yeah. It works. Although, this one's pinned. Now you can tell. Oh, cool. Very cool. Very happy. Yeah, a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Well, there was really nothing to it. Well, I kind of want to listen to some proper music right now, but I will listen to some Mass Effect. GNU Linux. Rip Ozzy. Ozzy Osbourne? Did he die? I remember watching when I was younger, when I used to watch TV, right? Ozzy Osbourne was on X Factor, wasn't he? Or something like that. There was a show called X Factor in England, and it was like a talent show. I think he was on it. I'm not sure. Maybe it was his wife was on it or something. Do you switch desktop only on one monitor or both? It switches both, yeah. Both monitors. Okay, so how do I paint things? I have to select things and then I paint them. And I believe the easier way to select things is to go into edit mode and select them there. So let's start by like, what would I want to highlight? Maybe like this thing would get highlighted. Okay, interesting. I wonder if I can lock the movement. I just want to be selecting, right? Ugh, I'm messing this up. I'm messing this up. Take it slowly instead of trying to do it the fast way. I think I can get rid of that loop cut, to be honest. Okay, and then what you do is you go back into this mode, and then the selection should carry over. It didn't carry over. Wait, what? Doesn't the selection carry over? Vertex paint. Oh, there we go. Vertex paint. Okay, I need a brighter color, right? Bright color. SpecNet, hello mate. Oh my goodness. Things are okay. I think I have a bunch of bots watching me, but that's okay. How you doing, SpecNet? How are you finishing your commissions and things? Sedstra, not a bot. Hello. At least I've got one viewer, one real human. That feels good. Thank you. And I think SpecNet is a human as well. Although, you don't always know with these things. The disrespect. Ugh. I'll talk to you in a minute, Dan, I suppose. I thought there was a way to get shortest path. How do you do that? Oh, there we go. The nerve. So this looks like I'd want that to be highlighted as well. And then possibly I'd want this to be highlighted too. I like that idea. I gotta watch the time because I'm gonna have to go soon. Oh my goodness! Sedistra? Why did you subscribe? I appreciate that. Oh my goodness. I just met you. That's very kind. That's very kind. No ads. Fair enough. You're back. Are you a game dev, Sedstra? No stream. How's your platformer going, Dan Garrett? I've been and still working on final commission project. I've realised that I've been putting far too much effort for what I'm being paid, but it's partially personal pride. I've been considering using part of the payment to get Rebel when it goes on sale because that's the best painting software I've used. It could be. Or you could join the Krita Master Race. I'm joking, of course. So now I would go to the Vertex paint. And I might go for a lesser colour. This maybe, I'm not sure. How would I tell? Do I like that? Or should they all be white? If you follow these patterns, it should all be white. It could, let's just say best according to personal preference. Yeah. Just a sysadmin that dowels. Doesn't sysadmin mean something? I feel like I've heard that before. It means something like... It means something like you're very technical, that you use Linux, you maybe use Arch and stuff, and you type things into terminals. I feel like that's what it means. I'm terribly stuck on art, and I chose to not stream. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Very cool. Well, if I even ever need like Linux help, maybe I'll ask you. Ajay, you need to come to Dan's stream. Alright, that's very kind, Sedstra. Maybe I'll show you my game, but I'm very uncomfortable while doing that live. I don't know why. I don't do arts live either. Okay. I'm very uncomfortable doing it live as well, actually. But I'm figuring out code while live. It feels good, yeah. I'm the same as you, Dan. Well, are you struggling with like animating the are you trying to animate sprites and things? Because there's there's something I used a lot, which was called Writer's Resource. I think I've shown this to you before. Oh, the basics. Anyway, well, I'll show you this website anyway. It's a bunch of like game sprites that have been ripped from other games, like mostly like small stuff like GBA games and Nintendo games. 3DS. How would I look at something? I don't know. And this gives you like a template to like what you need to do and how to draw the sprites. At least that's how I used it. And it gives you a sprite sheet like this, right? And then yeah, you can use it to work out how you do your animations. Share the link. There you go. Anyway, that's what I used for Grand Fantasy Heroes. To work out how do you draw an octopus that moves. How do you draw an octopus? How do you draw a dragon that walks? Yeah. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something to Sedster and then I forgot all about it. I was gonna show you my game. Since you subscribed, maybe you don't even know what game I'm making. Could not pass player screen input. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Have happen. Oh, I made a box here that didn't exist. Let's see. Okay. Good thing is I'm getting more comfortable with Krita. Wayland is smooth, by the way. Wayland is buggy, but it's very smooth. It's so much better. Like, there's actually a noticeable difference. Like, this is so much better. I don't think my shape keys are working on this ship. No, they're not. Anyway, this is my game. It's like you're flying a spaceship and you fight against other spaceships. It's for now a clean library. It's like me when I make to-do lists. I keep on remaking to-do lists, and then when I get too much like on my list, I just make another one. Damn it. Anyway, this is my game. The projectiles don't normally look like that. I'm like working on it. Impressive. Oh, thank you. I'm single dev. Well, like I say, none of these have textures. It's all very simple, and that makes it a lot easier, right? None of this is these all. There's no texture involved, and yeah, that's a big deal. That helps speeding up the process, and kind of look good. Thank you. It's based off an old game called Freelancer, and there was a game called Freelancer. Oh, I show it. I love showing this game. So. It's a game I watched when I was a game I played when I was younger, and I still have these videos. And I'm very happy I still have these videos. Oh really? Anyway, this is the game. I'm trying to emulate this to some extent, but you can see how my game is slightly different. It's not exactly the same. I think it would be impossible to make it exactly the same, right? But I'm trying to go for it. See how the movement's the same. You can move like this. You can slide. The targeting works the same and stuff. And I'd love to get multiplayer. That'd make me very happy at some point. We've seen what AI generated as a game concept. Okay. It does look good. He generated this with AI. Your next game should be that. Mid-journey or something. The cheek of it. The cheek of this. If you're a 3D artist and you want to help me make this game. The cheek. He's just some random guy who generated something and then he wants people to make it. wish the freelancer source didn't get lost. They've been back engineering it. It's like a thing. It's like a thing that's going on. It's called LibreLancer. Something like that. There's like new assembly things where they're like ripping it apart and they're finding the code. I can't find the link. Endless Space. I think you mean Everspace, but yeah, Everspace is really good. I liked it a lot, but it didn't have that. It didn't have the same sort of movement from Freelancer. But there's things from Everspace that I want to put into this game. Anyway, what was I doing? I was making this ship. So I think that these like cargo doors would be highlighted as well. One more. Nice. Actually, maybe a different color. Maybe like this color, actually. Yeah, not like super bright. And then maybe these guys here could be that sort of gray as well. I do sometimes put patterns on them. Yeah. Like down the middle and stuff. So let's do that. Or maybe this line here. Oh, yeah. I think I'll need to use the edit mode. There we go. Now go back here. TIE Fighter was another of my favorites, yeah. There's a project that replaces the model's environment, but it's just doesn't feel like the environment. Every few years I've pulled Freelance out for a replay. The cutscenes feel too long nowadays though. Oh really? Still the original CD. Oh you do? Oh my god, I wish I had my original CD. That's no fun way. Yeah, I was a huge... Obviously I'm trying to like remake the game in some way. Or at least the mechanics of the game. So obviously I was a huge fan. But There are some amazing like performance things that you don't realize that they did, like Everspace was what I'm looking for. Yeah, Steam library is too many space games. Yeah, Everspace is good. I like Everspace. I think they did a good job, but they didn't have the they didn't have. There's a mechanic in Freelancer called Engine Kill, and that was something that it was lacking. So it didn't quite fill that need for me in the same way. Also, I wasn't a huge fan of it felt like the ships I feel like the AI was too accurate a lot of times. I don't know. I think the projectiles were too fast. It didn't feel like you could avoid the... Because in my game, my projectiles are relatively slow, so that it feels like you can actually avoid them, right? They are shooting at an intercept position, so they're calculating like where you will be in the future and all of this. But you can actually like avoid. You can like avoid what they're shooting. If you're like a good enough pilot or whatever, you can change direction and like hardly ever get shot, you know. Like even the missile you can, that's super important to me that you can avoid the missile. Anyway. Spaceborne 2 has engine kill, really? Well, I didn't know that. Well, I'm going for kind of an arcadey game as well, to be honest. What was I doing? Oh, thanks, Sedstra. I was gonna grab these things and color them. Maybe this color. Hello, Retro Village. Hello, mate. Good to see you. What am I working on today? Just making this ship. That's all, really. Just making a ship. How are you doing? Are you working on anything at the moment? What are you working on? What are you working on at the moment? Also, some low lights might be good. Was that me? I stepped away. I was just asking how you're doing, and what you're working on at the moment. Low lights there. Maybe some low lights here. These could be low lights as well, I think. But I think that's unreasonable. That's being a low light. And then all of this could be low light. Can I select the whole loop? If I go here, yeah. Vertex, make all of that a low light. Oh yeah, how's your dungeon crawler going? Your multiplayer? Oh! Watch some Krita videos. I wonder what tiles you're trying to make. I'm trying to build a small dungeon crawler to use it as a test project for my server. That was interesting. I got like a... Well, I hope it goes well, and maybe you can teach me or show me at some point how you do multiplayer. Maybe you'll make a devlog. What do you think about that? Some sort of devlog? Some sort of, you know? What colour should I go for? Don't know. This one, I guess. Yeah, I wish I had the same selection sort of tools I do in Vertex Paint that I do in Selection Paint. It's kind of vaguely annoying that I don't. Maybe this colour. Okay, I think I'm done. I can't think of any more I want to do. I think that's a good looking ship. And yeah, that makes me happy. I think that makes me happy. That's not a bad idea. I think that makes me happy. So I'm going to make a duplicate just in case it goes terribly wrong. Then I'm going to... What time is it? I've got to go relatively soon. Yeah, I need to have some trick for MP. Like yesterday I encountered the problem with MP, I think, which is desync, right? Like different players have different stuff on the screen because player timers aren't synced. Ooh. So one player, enemies can spawn faster. Ooh. Yeah. You probably need to start from the ground up. Like, you have to think about it from the ground up, I bet. It's gonna be difficult. Syncing timers. So we want to make vertex. There's only one animation on this, right? And that's where the missile pods will open. So if I go to, how do I do this? Constraints data, vertex group. No. Basis, lock the basis, key. Missile tubes. Missile tubes. Oh, do I need to unmirror? I don't think so. Not sure. I'm going to go into edit mode and yeah, I'm going to sort of shape key my way into animation mode. Shape key my way to victory. I'm struggling with the camera at the moment. Go back. There we go. And then probably a rotation on the y-axis. No, on the x-axis. No, on the y-axis. That doesn't seem right. You should go this one. Guess not. Guess I have to do this. Sort of something like that. I guess. Okay. Would you want to make a multiplayer your space game or Grand Panzer Heroes? Oh, Grand Panzer Heroes would be easier, especially if I made it turn-based in some way. We are doing that turn-based because I'll use my Grand Fantasy Heroes models, right? That jam that's coming up, the Dino Jam. And maybe I'll try to make it multiplayer. God, that sounds like a bit much to tackle, but that would be interesting. It'd be good practice. Pull some old C# code used in text-based mods. The MP sync code, boil down your player world values, and use cheap compute protocol cipher. Now that was some sysadmin talk right there. I have no idea what you just said, but it all sounds very clever, and I'm sure it's correct. Alright, there you go. And then I go back to object mode and I should be able to see. Boop, 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 boop. The animation is not going to be perfect, is it? It's not going to work exactly the way it should. They kind of open weirdly, right? Because they're being transformed. They should be. They should like come. They should rotate like this. Right, they should come out here and then come out here. Yeah. Oh well. You probably won't notice. Alright, so that's that done. Can't think of anything else I need to do. So... Digitum Software, oh my goodness. Thank you for the raid. It's spelled like that, it feels more organic. Oh, does it? I'm not sure. Yeah, are you, I assume you're game dev, Digitum Software? Let's have a look. Ooh, sci-fi space combat? Are you making me? My game. Oh, very cool. I'm a little bit confused what this is. Is this the game here? Oh wow, yeah, this is amazing. This is great. Holy shit. Very cool. That's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. A great looking game. Well done. What was I doing? Well, that's it. So now I'm exporting my game. I'm working on a doodling app. All right. Okay. Select this, export as a GLB. Add a new folder, Mars. This is going to be called the Mars Frigate 1. And I'm going to include selected objects. Okay. I think it did it. What happens when I click this? Oh, you can't open it. Can't open it. Okay. It's actually quite difficult to keep track of, like, what desktop environment I'm on. Okay, I'm here now. I'll pin Godot as well, right? And then I go into spaceship, assets, spaceships, frigate, Mars frigate. I got half a ship. Nice. Okay. Classic. Okay. Mirror modifier. Apply mirror modifier. Cannot be applied to a mesh with shape keys. Oh no. I have to do that again. I made a mistake. Cheers, RJ. China got started my mini hell painting scale armor. It's just as bad as chainmail. Yes. Scale armor. Shape keys. I can't have a shape key. Great. Fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted, to be honest. I didn't want any shape keys. Okay. Missile tubes. I wonder if there's an easier, faster way. Let me think. There's like a cursor. Normal. Median point. Okay, a median point. Scale. Scale Y. move. No, I don't know how you would do that actually. Never mind. So I've got to do this again. Now I've got to do it on all of them. Well, there should be a way you press like the symmetry button. Now I should be able to press this button. I should be able to go select mirror. Oh, I could have been using this mirror here, right? Apparently not. Symmetrize. Okay, that's not great. It's not a great situation. I thought that would match this here. Go back. Right. Centurion Mudplex, play your game. Play Wolf's Doodling app. Okay, I will. I can't find it. He doesn't have it on his account. You'll have to drop the link. Darth Blackman, hello? Is this gonna symmetrize? Oh, it is. Okay, well that saves me. Wolf makes games. Run drawing tool. This is something Anti-Z would draw. Isn't this something Anti-Z would draw? What is this monstrosity? Now that belongs at a museum right there. That belongs at a museum. cool little pigeon. Oh my goodness, it's been a while. Hello. How you doing? I live. Mate, last time I saw you working on a great, like, grand strategy game. It looked really cool. I hope that you're continuing with that. Did you make any progress? This is cool. Okay. I have layers. Ooh, I have layers. Really? Fantastic. I love having layers. Oh, you can erase with right click as well. It's a big deal. Can I move it? No. I am, but I'm being hired due to scope creep. Pushing out much more contained traditional roguelike first, since I already had it mostly put together. Okay. Nothing good was ever easy though. And I think it looked really good. Oh, next frame. Oh, you make animations with this? Oh, well, oh, okay. Hang on. Start again. Okay. Make animation. What should I animate? Okay. How do I play it? Very cool. Very nice little app. I like that a lot. Very cool. What was I saying? Thank you. I'll definitely get back to it eventually. Have a good rest of your day, Pigeon. Guys, I gotta run. Oh, see you later, mate. And hello, RJ Jones. How you doing? You too, most appreciate it. That's cute. How are you doing? How are you doing? Master ALJ. I've seen you in other chats. Where did I see you in another chat? Maybe Farah's chat or something? Oh, thank you. Are you working on any games at the moment, Monster? Well, these are sort of uneven, aren't they? Need to make sure they're all roughly sort of the same in some way. Not great. Something like this. They're never gonna look perfect, are they? Unfortunately. I didn't really build it for perfection. Okay. I think that will do the job. I feel like these should be a little bit smaller. Okay. Object mode. Okay, animates. Open and close. Okay. Export GLB, Mars frigate, include selected only, export. How did you know? Game dev, pixel art, and all the crazy stuff. I'd love to see what you're working on. If you have a link or anything. Right, let's see if it works this time. No. I have no mirror modifier on this, right? No mirror modifier. Export. Mars frigate. Just make a new one. Include selected objects. Include shape keys. Okay, there we go. Well, it's kind of small. That's interesting. I can always scale it up, I guess. Cool. Spider cat. Spider cat. Spider cat. Where's that from? Spider cat. Spider cat. Wait, is it Spider cat? There's a song. Something like a. Spider cat. Oh, Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Wait. Spider-Man? Song. Nice. Now you need to make that theme song, but change it for Spider Cat. Alright. I've been streaming and I have to go now. I have to go. There's something I need to do. So I have to go. But I appreciate all the raids today. That's very kind. I can raid someone else. Oh, there's no one to raid. I'll raid someone new who I don't know. Oh yeah, see you later, Retro. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know. Raid Microraptor. Raid. Well, I'm not going to trust that you spelled it right. Let me type it in. Microraptor. Microraptor Games.
It's the best feeling watching him live out his dream.
Kita udah nunjukin kalau ladies itu juga tetap bisa bersaing di scene cowok.
It's this pressure that you have on you.
Alright, thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Nothing is granted, everything is earned.